Hello again, every man and women in Prison Pod. This is JJ again from Central Prison, Raleigh Death Row, North Carolina. I have a couple of things I'm going to read. The first one is called The Lonely Prison Man, and it's a fable that I wrote some years ago. It's based on true events, and I'm going to read it first. It goes like this. I first heard the story of the lonely prison man decades ago. Newly locked away behind bars of steel and pain, with the light cut off by rolls of concertina wire, I struck up a friendship with a lonely prison man. He told me his name. I nodded, as if confirming that he could be no other. It was an average name. Maybe it was James. What's in the name anyway, I say. We sat up many a late night, sharing smokes and lies. His face was marked by the trials of a life not lived well, but a life lived nonetheless. He asked if I wanted to hear the story of the lonely prison man and why he cries. I had no more than passing acquaintance with lonely, I urged him to speak on. As I mentioned, this was decades ago. I no longer remember exactly the prose of those long-forgotten nights, but it went something like this. Never forget the pain of the lonely prison man. You can place your share of blame squarely on his shoulders. You can even add more. He's used to it. But lay on him none of your pity. He's no use for that. Lonely he may be, but a man he still stands. He once had a life he enjoyed. He once laughed and loved, but that was long ago, almost time out of mind. What led him to his lowly station, you might ask? Was a life of crime, booze, drugs? No, it was none of these things. Sadly, it was love. Yes, love. You see, he loved a girl once with a love so pure and true. Oh, there was lust there, too. He was a man, after all. There was only one problem. They both belonged to another. She was not perfect, neither was he. They would laugh and smile at each other, touching innocently, catch the other's eye. Neither broke their vows given to another, but neither could they hide what they felt. Then, one fateful night, a devil came to call. Came to destroy a life that had such promise, with promises of glory and riches. A pipe dream true, but when one is denied what would complete him, any kind of dream would do. That's the last time he saw his true love, his other half. After telling his story, he still got her last cigarette, shyly wiped away a tear, and stifled a bitter laugh. As sleep faded into the dream, the cries of the lonely prison man faded into the night. What's the moral of the story, you may ask? What's this story to you? Morality is just a word spoken in pulpits and on soapboxes. A cautionary tale this is, one I'll never forget. So don't settle for less than you deserve. Reach for your dreams, for there's always a devil disguised as a man that will gladly see you lose all you have or all you will ever be. Be cautious in whom you give your heart to, for none will ever hold it as dear or value it more if you do it yourself. The second thing I'm going to read is an essay I wrote for a book that didn't get published, and it's a biblical thing. It's called Joy and Kindness. I've experienced many acts of kindness in my life, both before and after sentenced to death. Sometimes kindness could be little more than a guy offering to buy me a cold Coke when I'm broke. Not the Coke itself, mind you, but the offer. Growing up in rural western North Carolina, we were poor. My stepdad was an abusive alcoholic who wouldn't or couldn't keep a job. We never went hungry, but that was due to the kindness of the government. Welfare checks and food stamps fed us. We always had a garden, maybe some chickens and some pigs, but food stamps bought the groceries. In school, the government allowed us to get free lunch. That was a kindness, but one that often embarrassed me. I had to give my name to the lunchroom attendant, state that I got free lunch. I always felt like everyone heard me when I said it, that I ate lunch despite my embarrassment. I had kind neighbors. One, Christine Ammons, was a local postmistress and leader of the Betsy Ross 4-H Club. She convinced my dad to allow me and my siblings to join the 4-H club and attend all associated meetings and activities. She'd come pick us up, bring us back home. She also took us to church functions when my grandfather became unable to do so. It was a joy to attend these meetings. But one thing, it got us out of the house. Sometimes it was okay, our home. But more often than not, Daddy's oppressive presence took away our joys. The church we went to, Round Hill Baptist Church, was a joy to attend. Even though I had no talent, I was often asked to sing in the choir. To a kid with a low self-esteem, this was a kindness. Everyone in that church could look at me and see that my clothes weren't the latest fashion or in style, but I lost most of my self-consciousness in time. After a while, I was assigned to help watch the children of church members attending worship service every fifth Sunday. This was an enjoyable time as I felt like I was able to give back for kindnesses past. Somewhere along the way, I took a wrong turn. More than a wrong turn, I veered from the path of what I knew to be right and proper. I found myself making bad decisions. It was like I was standing outside myself, watching one wrong decision after another being made, and no way to stop it from happening. When I deserved no more kindnesses and expected none, I found that I had not been forgotten. At my 1992 trial, neighbors, friends, and family spoke up for me. That was kindness and sadness all at once. I still received a death penalty, but it didn't negate the kind things said about me by people that knew the terrible things I'd done. I've obviously not been executed, and even on death row, I find joy in my existence. God has thus far spared my life, and many say I should be years in my grave. I enjoy my life, sorry that may sound to some. Not everyone judges me for the things I've done. I still have people that care for me and are cared in return. I found joy in the kindness of the men and women that volunteer to lead our Bible studies, Sunday worship services, and other programs. They don't think I'm unredeemable, but think my life has worth. God thought my life had worth, sending Jesus to redeem me from my sins. There's no greater kindness than that. And for final thing, I have something I wrote about the Magpie that everybody knows so much about. I have not got a title for it, but this is how it goes. Through storm-tossed seas, waves threaten to pull me under. A gap in the lowering clouds materializes. A small patch of clean blue sky. Then a thick beam of the sun's pure light. The light bends, twists, and turns, breaking no laws of physics known, while producing, as if by magic, a wonder of the natural world that never fails to lift my spirits. The rainbow, the covenantal sign between God and man, that no more will water drown the earth. The rainbow, like many such mysteries, seem to burst from the wave crest to wave crest, all ablaze in color. You, Magpie, are my rainbow. You, little Magpie, ain't going through the recent storm worth it. That's the end of my segment, and I thank everyone who's listening, and I appreciate the time spent with me this go-round.